Let's start. Hello everyone, I'm very happy to see you here. In today's video, I wanted to talk with you about some of the basic Swiss etiquette rules that I think it's very important to know for everyone living in Switzerland. I will share with you some of my observations I had after almost 4 years of living here. And I hope that this video will help you to find your way around Swiss peoples. I'm gonna start with one of the main pillars of every culture, of so many cultures in the world, and Switzerland is not an exception to that, and it is politeness. Politeness, as my aunt was saying, politeness is a virtue. It's something that can open your doors, it can help you to build long-lasting relationships, it can help you to build friendships, it can help you to build very valuable connections with people, it can help you to integrate better, or it can do a complete opposite. If you're not polite, it can close your doors, it can make people be repulsed by you. And what I mean by politeness and how it can be applied in your everyday life. For example, you are entering a bus next to a driver, you say grüß, bonjour, you greet the person. Or for example, you enter in a bakery in your little town or your village, or your coffee shop, you greet people. You greet people whenever you go Coop, Migros, the train station. I'm not saying you say hi to every person you meet on the street. You're meeting your neighbor, you say hi to them. Hello or bonjour, depending on the relationship you have with your neighbor. You greet people whenever you go, and then the moment you are leaving, you say au revoir, buongiorno, or arrivederci. And then if there is someone in your way, you don't just pass bluntly without saying anything with like a speed of light. You say excusez, pardon, Entschuldigung, Entschuldigung. You don't be quiet, be polite, and it's something that is very valued here in Switzerland, and I believe that in every country in the world it is some of the virtues that are valued everywhere. It's politeness and respect and tolerance towards other people. If you notice that Switzerland is a small country, yet it has 4 national languages within such a small space, there is still place for everyone, and it's just this mixture of cultures that makes Switzerland so special. And I advise you to learn the language of the canton that you're living in. And if you're living in the Swiss German part, I invite you to start learning Swiss German, or at least learn a couple of phrases. To me, learning Swiss German seemed very rewarding, even though I am living currently in a French-speaking part. But somehow knowing a couple of words and just being able to have a simple conversation with the person who speaks Swiss German always felt so fulfilling to me. And I remember last summer there was a birthday of a city of Nyon, and they invited the band from Lucerne to play during the celebration, and I remember they were marching through the town. If you've ever been to Nyon, you know that it's a very charming and calm little town. And this band, they were playing drums and they did a lot of noise on the streets, and there was a great vibes, and they were dancing, and it was such a great vibes, and I was just moving with the music. The moment they stopped playing, I wanted to kind of ask them if they are planning, if they will play more. So I collected all my courage and I approached the woman that was in the first row, and I asked her in Swiss German, bonjour, es ist schon fertig? And she responded to me with such a huge smile, saying, nee, es ist noch nicht fertig, aber heute am Abend kommen noch einmal spielen beim Museum. Komm. And you know, we had this little conversation. It was probably not even 5 minutes. Around 3 minutes, we just had a simple conversation, a little chat. I asked her how often does she play drums, how often do they have trainings, does she like it or something like that. So I was just simply asking her questions as she was the one talking all the time. Yet the whole conversation, we had it in Swiss German, and you know, then we said bye to each other, and she said you should come again to listen to music. I said I liked it very much. It gave so much energy to the city. You know, it was a very little conversation, but it still feels, even now, like this many months has passed, and it feels so dear to me. And I left with such a huge feeling of fulfillment, you know, as if I'm playing a video game and I have unlocked some new feature, a new character that I can use, and To me, learning the Swiss German for someone who is not Francophone, who is not Anglophone, was very rewarding, especially in such a small interactions with the people where I'm able to ask something. I wish to everyone to at least once feel that feeling of fulfillment and rewarded, actually approaching other person and genuinely showing your curiosity is very rewarding both ways. I'm not sure if this lady remembers me, that she even had this chat, but to me it felt very rewarding to talk to her, to dare to approach her and to talk to her. So yeah, learn languages, it will open you doors. Let's move to the next point, which is punctuality and being on time. For example, you were invited to a party, to a dinner, lunch, you are meeting your friend over coffee, or you were invited to a gathering. It is very important for you to be on time. This is something that is valued in the Swiss culture, in Switzerland, and being on time, it shows the respect towards other person, and that you both value the person's time that they are giving to you, and showing respect towards your time as well. Although, if you know that you're running late, please don't forget to inform the person that invited you that you're running late, that you cannot make it on time, no matter the reason. Your train is running late, your cat started to vomit, you wore a wrong dress. Please do inform a person that invited you, because it might happen that this person will never invite you again because you're not serious, and you are not taking time of this person seriously, and it means that you're also not valuing your time as well. So the takeaway from here is that be on time, respect your time and respect other person's time. The next thing that I found was very different from my home country is the street etiquette. For example, when you're crossing the road on the pedestrian crossing, you've probably noticed people lifting their hands and showing this sign as if indicating to a driver, here I am, I'm crossing the road, please stop and let me pass. And this is something that we usually don't do in my home country, so I had to learn it here. And for me it's already a part of a habit. And I remember even when I went back to my home country and I was crossing the road with my friend and I did this sign, and my friend was like, where did you get this from? You never did that before. Right now, after some years of being here, this is just, for me, it makes so much sense to do this sign. It's, first of all, it's also your own safety on the street while crossing the road. This way you are showing so much dust here. This way you are showing the intention to cross to the driver. It helps to prevent some misunderstanding on the road, and it shows clearly for both yourself and the driver that you are planning to cross. And I also asked ChatGPT actually what it means, and it told me that it actually reflects the Swiss values of politeness, respect, and clear communication in public spaces. So I think even toddlers or like kids, they learn it at school for sure. They know this sign. But yeah, I'm an adult. I moved here and I didn't know why you need to do that. Moving on to the next point of the street etiquette. Here we have a transport etiquette, and will be helpful for those of you who is commuting to work, to your studies, or you're just using public transport regularly. Don't be loud on the train. Don't be loud on the bus. This is not very common to be loud on the train, to play the music, to shout, to scream. Imagine you are you're on the phone with your friend, and you're so excited to hear your friend, and you are telling your friend all the news that you had, and you just don't notice how loud you are. First of all, know that you annoy everyone around you. People don't want to hear what you're talking about, and they're not really interested. The whole point of this train is to take you and other persons on the train from point A to point B, and you are not to disturb other people. I'm not trying to tell you here that you're not allowed to talk. That is completely verboten. No, it's not the point. The point is that you respect the space where you're in. You respect the space that you are sharing with other people. You can still chat with the person you're traveling with. You can, I don't know, maybe you'll find a friend, best friend, or you'll find the love of your life that just sat next to you. It can happen. It's life. But just be mindful to those around you and don't be that silly person that is just screaming and everyone around you is just annoyed for you making so much noise, especially in the mornings and in the afternoons when everyone is leaving back from work or from the whole day of studies, whatever the reason. Just don't be loud, please. From the person that was commuting a lot, please don't scream on the train. Respect others. Another thing that I wrote down is queue patiently. I don't know if you've noticed that, but this is something very special in Switzerland that I find that is not very common in my home country, is that everyone is queuing patiently. Even if you will see the longest queue ever, people will not complain about it. Or if you are just being clumsy at the cashier, you cannot find your card to pay, you cannot find your purse, and you just start to look everywhere, people will not say behind you, oh, like, can you move on, can you be a little bit faster, like, can you be mindful, I'm actually in a hurry. And at least for me, this never happened to me, and I'm so used to that people don't complain even if it takes a lot of time. But we are here, all of us, we are waiting for the same thing, we are waiting to buy this thing, or we are waiting to pass through the gate. When you are leaving the train, everyone is waiting patiently, and I think this is something very special in Switzerland. And now I can clearly see the difference whenever I travel, that like it makes so much sense to me now, but I noticed it immediately. It was very special to observe it at the beginning. And moving to the last thing that I wanted to mention in this video is patience. Good things take time. Patience is something that I also had to learn here, and I had a lot of humbling lessons, both with the SAM, with the local authorities, with the insurance. And I would sometimes think that it actually also applies to friendships and the connections that you are building here. But sometimes, when I just came here, I was so annoyed and I was so angry why it takes so much time to respond to a letter. It can take up to a month to get an answer, or why they cannot answer me in one day. Why do I have to wait for this email for like weeks? But then I realized that I'm not the belly button of the world, first of all. Second of all, there are like hundreds of people like me who are waiting for their response, who are waiting for the same letter. So it just, for me, the best thing that I can do at this situation is just wait. It's not to be angry about this because I cannot change that much. I'm just a tiny grain in this country that I'm want to make feel like home. And yeah, definitely some of the things that I didn't go through in this video, and if I missed something vital out, please let me know. I hope this video was useful for you, that you found out some new information for yourself. I'll be more than grateful if you can like this video, follow me, and it will help my channel to grow and will help me to produce more content like this. Yeah, there's things that I didn't notice in this video. There are like myriads of other things I can mention. I hope this video was useful for you, and I see you guys in some other videos. Bye bye.